Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today we're here with the What's in the Box books, and as per usual, we are going to get started with the art book. Today, all of the elements that I'm going to be using are going to be coming out of this envelope of Happy Mail that I received from Vicki. So, I'm really going to just try and dig into this and use some of the things that she sent to create pages in the 4 books today. So we're starting out with this art journal, and I'm taking one of these old dictionary pages, and you can see how super beautifully aged this is, and I'm just randomly tearing it, and I'm just going to collage it down onto the page really randomly, just to get a little background going. So whenever I'm working in this book, I do try and pay attention to what the tone of the pages are. And so as you can see, we had one blank page and one kind of grungy page. So I wanted to continue that streaky, grungy effect. And I'm really just using some bronze acrylic paint as well as some brown paint here to make some circles. And then I thought that I was recording, but I wasn't. After I finished making these brown circles, I did grab a little bit of black acrylic paint, and I caught the very tail end of that. And then I just continued making some streaks, and I just smushed the pages together to get that kind of copycat mirrored effect on either side of these pages. Just a little tip, I'm using my background stamp here, and if you have ink pads that are kind of fading out, not very much ink in them, using those ink pads, if you don't have a refiller, to use as your ink pad for background stamping that you want to show really lightly is perfect. It's so perfect for that. So just a little tip there. I ran around the pages with a little bit of Distress ink and Vintage Photo, and I just have these stickers that were sitting here, so I'm like, okay, why don't we just use these as background? Since the very background page is a dictionary page, I thought it would be kind of cool just to add these little letters randomly here and there. And then for the focal image of this page, I'm just grabbing this little digi from Figaro Designs, and this is her vintage dictionary page, which again fits perfectly. And it's so cool because the dictionary little tag, dictionary word that's on the tag, it has a really cool definition on it. I will try and see if I can put that on the screen for you so you can see what it says, but they're really cool. They have these old-timey definitions. And so I found this really awkward scrap because I felt like that gold paper was a little too refined for this collage. And this little random awkward scrap piece of paper is perfect. It's just what I needed. That's it for the art journal, so let's go ahead and move into the quote book. So today's quote is going to be really fun and simple. I'm going to dig out some of these really pretty papers that Vicki sent, and I'm just going to find something that kind of complements the page on the opposite side. So I just want to get a little bit of a light background going. The page has these barcodes on it, and luckily they're both 8.5 tall, so I don't have to do a little bit of trimming there. So that's a win-win. So I just getting these little scraps placed down. Today's quote is definitely coming from my buddy Priscilla, who this is one of her little go-to sayings, and I love it, and I think it's a really great quote. Were you able to fill in the blanks and guess what the quote is? Today's quote is always be learning, and that's something that she says a lot, and I think it's solid advice. I think that you should always try and learn something new, if not all day, at least every day. Just try and learn something new. So it's really nice to be inspired by the people who are around you and encouraged to better yourself, especially in the times that we're currently in. So on the Happy Mail Vicki sent, there was this pretty tissue paper, and I realized that these stickers kind of really just lifted off the tissue paper super easily. So I'm going to use these as a last minute little decoration. They're holographic stickers and they're perfect. So that's it. On to the doodle book. So for the doodle book, this page has a pocket. So instead of drawing something on the page and sticking it down, I'm just going to cut a page down that will fit perfectly into this pocket and then just doodle on this little piece, and that's how we're going to run with that. So today I really didn't have much in mind, so it's really just going to be a simple little doodle, a jar, some flowers, and I decided to go with color today. So here it goes. So now that I've sketched out the base of this little doodle, I'm just picking out some markers here that I kind of want to use a fairly simple color palette to color it in. And like I said, I didn't really have a real plan with this. I just know that I didn't want it to be convoluted with too many colors, but I did want those nice little pops of colors in here. So a really simple doodle, and there's going to be some moments coming up where I do have to edit it a little bit because I'm left-handed, so there's a lot of it that you couldn't really see me doing. So I really just tried to leave in the pieces that you could at least see me filling stuff in. You see what I'm saying? Alrighty, so this is the little doodle, popping it into the pocket, and then I had a little piece from when I cut this little page down. I decided that I wanted to stick that on here and just write a little note. Basically what I'm saying in here is to just always try your hand at something, because you never know, how you're going to succeed, and it's how you get better and allow yourself to bloom. Moving into the collage book. For today on the collage book, we really only had this one left side, and there's not a lot of space. So what I wanted to do was, instead of having a focal point on this collage, I decided that I wanted to just showcase these beautiful papers because they're so pretty, and having a just collage with these papers on here just kind of layered around each other, I think is just, a way to let the papers have their own little moment of beauty. So I'm trying to figure out how I really want these to be laid out. I decided to not go with torn pieces. I wanted to go with the straight edges because I felt like it complemented the numbers on the right hand side really nicely. That kind of more linear look. So while it might seem like I'm just randomly placing them down, I am trying to, like, keeping with a diagonal linear shape for these. So they're going to be going really from the top right all the way down to the left bottom. And then, since I couldn't stitch on these, but you know how much I love my stitching, I decided to do a faux zigzag stitch. So I just took my Sharpie and just outlined all these little edges as if I stitched them down, and I think it looks really pretty. All right, that's going to sum it up. Leave a comment down below and let me know which one was your favorite. Was it the collage book, the quote book, our cute little doodle here, or was it the art journal? So be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.